Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. It has been a proper long time since I featured a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Squadra, launched in the mid-2000s as JLC's initial answer to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore. It was an unusual square-cased interpretation of the long-running Reverso. And while the Reverso had been born in 1931 allegedly as a sports watch, by 2005-2006 it was no longer properly described as such, and so the Squadras were created to break out a more sporting variant of the Reverso trope from the more conventional dress watches for men and women, and so the Squadras were born. This, like many of them, complicated with multiple features. It is the Chronograph GMT. This is a special limited edition variant in red gold made in only 30 pieces. So as the answer to the Royal Oak Offshore, these were frequently automatic winding watches, something very uncommon in the history of Reversos. Even today, the vast majority are still manual wind. The watch is reasonably sized. It's not as big as the Chronograph World Time, though it is still sizable. In terms of absolute dimensions, I measure it 34.7 from edge to edge, not including the crowns. I measure it 13 millimeters thick, and then from lug tip to lug tip, 50.4 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. So don't equate this with the World Chrono. That is a huge watch. This is merely a large one. It'll wear on a wrist my size, but I think that my 16 centimeter circumference wrist is a little bit outgunned here. I think if your wrist is a bit larger than mine, 17 centimeters circumference, you're going to find it's a good match. It actually is thinner than I expected, so it should slide underneath cuffs. Taking a look at the strap, you can see we have a little bit of an overlapping broguing of leather on leather. That's a pretty cool look. A matte finish, a monotone stitch, sheer cut edge that's been lacquered for refinement. You can see underneath, this is a Casa Faliano design strap. No, it's not the one from Argentina. If it were, the strap would almost be worth as much as a watch in its own right. These are the Faliano designed straps that are made in France by JLC's OEM supplier, Camille Fournet, which is to say they're still very well made, hand stitched and hand cut factory leather straps. Calfskin on both sides. You can see no crimping, no gouging, brand new JLC factory strap. We have a folding clasp here, so we have an insurance policy against dropping this while you're donning or removing it at bedside. On the reverse, you can see that this is number 4 of 30. And being a Squadra, these are 50 meters water resistant. I still don't recommend submerging them, but that's solidly more than the 30 meters you get on a standard Reverso. And yes, it has been through the 1,000 hours control, which is a fully cased up 6-position chronometry test that lasts over 41 days and also includes winding efficiency, power reserve, and overall durability alongside the cycling of the functions of the watch. So 1,000 hours control over 41 days. Remember, COSC is a bare movement test in 5 positions over 2 weeks. Reverso Squadra. This watch has not been refinished. We would prefer to leave as much factory metal intact as possible, preserve the crisp character lines of the watch, and of course when it is gold, all the more so. Nice break of satin from the polish, and you can see that it does help to break up the shear and the visual mass here. Also interesting things to see, we still have the taper of the lugs, but unlike the purely rounded conical profile of conventional Reverso, here we have a more pronounced faceting. You also have some faceting to the case profile. The watch is properly more of a square Reverso, and that's even more evident when you pull out the rotating portion of the case. The chassis features a lovely, even, overlapping engine turning that's entertaining in its own right. You can see internally why this case includes over 50 individual pieces, including these spring-loaded ball-bearing pin snaps, so there's a lot that goes into a modern Reverso case. This case even more complex than a standard one. And we have 2 different sides here, but this is where the watch is a bit different from the World Chronograph. That watch is absolutely huge, and to the point that it would look cartoonish on my wrist, whereas this one is merely very big, and this one also gives you a view of the movement under the case back. So on the dial side, we have all of the functions. We've got a big date up at the top, we've got a second time zone, and we've got a chronograph. A little bit about the chronograph. You could see through the case back that this is a column wheel chronograph. and it feels like one, with a sharp positive action. It also has a vertical clutch engagement. This is, of course, an in-house caliber from JLC. The vertical clutch means the chronograph engages without any jump or stagger. It's a seamless engagement, and you can leave it running full-time with no additional hazard, wear, or tear to the watch. The second time zone, it's actually hiding down at the base of the dial. So a few things to note. One, you do have hacking seconds. Two, you do have a quick set system for the date, which I'll demonstrate now, in addition to the second time zone. And unlike most dual time watches, you don't adjust the central time and the secondary time quite in the same sequence. You adjust the secondary time zone after you adjust the local time. Now, if you turn in the opposite direction here, you activate the quick set for the big date. Pull everything out, stop the seconds. Now you can see how the secondary time zone and the local time set in sync. So what you do is you set your 24-hour reference hand down here, which makes one sweep per 24 hours. Then, oh, pardon me, you set the local, then you set the reference. I'm all over the map today. Okay. Now you've seen those features. Okay, loom. Let's do loom. Ordinarily, loom shots are not a big part of Reverso videos, but this one being more sporting, it includes that. Okay, let's roll over to the back. The dial is matte black, so there's not a lot of glare, and that's part of the idea here. This is caliber 754. It's based on the JLC 750 series of twin-barrel automatics. So 39 joules, 4 hertz, free sprung. We have a rotor that winds unidirectionally on ceramic bearings, vertical clutch, column wheel, twin barrels, and a 65-hour power reserve, beating away as it notes at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. It also reminds you, in case you forgot, Reverso Squadra, and it's a chronograph. A little bit of superfluous text, yes, you better believe it. But it is a good-looking movement. While the finishing is mostly industrial in approach, you can see some of the elements are particularly pleasing, including the fire-blued screws. And taking a look at the balance, you can see it uses a KIF shock protection system rather than the more common Inca block, and most importantly, a free-sprung regulator to make for more precise adjustment and greater shock resistance in this sporting style Reverso. So, a GMT, a chronograph, a big date, an automatic, and a Reverso, all of those things in one? Well, it's been most of a decade since the last time I saw a Reverso Squadra. That should give you an idea of how exclusive these are in the real world. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.